Hello and welcome to the Money Marketing Podcast, and welcome to this special series of weekend essay podcasts. Join us as we delve into the personal narratives of our editorial team, exploring the intersection of life experiences and financial advice. From triumphs to setbacks, each episode offers a candid glimpse into the journeys that shape our perspectives on money management. Get ready to uncover the human side of finance as we share our stories, insights, and lessons learned along the way. Welcome to the Weekend Essays on the Money Marketing Podcast.
I've sometimes pondered writing a weekend essay solely on the press releases I receive daily. Some of these are truly bizarre. As the editor of a finance magazine, for example, I'm not sure I need to know the favourite ice cream flavour in Leeds, vanilla, in case you were wondering, or the relative popularity of coffee versus tea in the UK, or what artificial intelligence imagines Taylor Swift's engagement ring could look like. All these things are tangentially about finance, you may argue. Ice cream, coffee, tea, and engagement rings all cost money, and in each case, inflation is forcing the cost ever higher. I also accept that what interests me isn't always predictable. As I once wrote an article on darts prodigy Luke Littler, I guess I've invited the flood of emails regularly updating me on his tournament successes, his finances, his diet, and his love life. Which, incidentally, brings me to the subject of this weekend essay, the financial implications of love. Today, as you may have noticed, is Valentine's Day, a time for hugs, kisses, and flowers, a time put aside for that special someone in your life. And, right on cue, the email has arrived. Avoid these common Valentine's Day shopping mistakes. Not very amorous, you might think, but in my opinion, entirely appropriate. After all, in this hyper-commercialized world, not even the most optimistic among us can argue that Valentine's Day has nothing to do with money. The common mistakes are compiled by coupon experts at VoucherBox so that you make the most of your budget this romantic season. Here's a summary of its tips. Love at first sight. Avoid impulse purchases. Don't settle. Compare prices. Quantity isn't quality. Don't fall for buy more, save more deals. Know the return policy before saying I do to that purchase. Factor in hidden fees and extra costs. Suffice to say, VoucherBox's experts aren't advocating a trip to Paris with champagne atop the Eiffel Tower, or 100 red roses delivered specially in a limo. And I'm entirely in agreement with them. Maybe it's because I've never been one for big gestures, but I've always regarded Valentine's Day as a classic fool and money separation device, carrying the not-so-subtle implication that expenditure alone is a measure of your devotion. Much like its close relative, New Year's Eve, it's a day that demands we do something extravagant, simply because it's expected of us. Yet the number of people I've met who claim to hate Valentine's Day, even those, like me, in happy relationships, is roughly the same as those who spend New Year's Eve sat in front of Jules Holland's annual hootenanny with a mug of cocoa. More power to them, I say. Why not arrange a dinner or a few drinks on the 16th of February or the 2nd of January instead? It will be just as fun, and you'll be sticking it to the financial vampires who want to suck you dry. Nothing unromantic about that. As Charlotte Lombroso-Baumgartner, CEO of VoucherBox, says, it is essential to approach Valentine's Day with a clear plan and a critical eye. Plan your purchases, compare prices, and stick to a budget to ensure your gift is thoughtful and financially responsible. It's when we believe there's a conflict between thoughtful and financially responsible that problems arise. It's like those couples who blow tens of thousands on a wedding and lumber themselves with years of debt, as if a financially ruinous gesture is the only way to prove your affection. This is a myth, and always has been. True love is not about grand gestures once a year. It's about those tiny things that demonstrate genuine thoughtfulness. To quote the poet Samuel Butler, he who would do good must do so in minute particulars. Much as financial planners advise us to save a little money on a regular basis, we should be thinking of ways to show our love every day. After all, it's not just investments that benefit from compounding, it's relationships too. These days, my idea of a romantic gesture is a heart-shaped lemon drizzle cake. A small thing, perhaps, but always appreciated by my other half. And make no mistake, a lot of love goes into that cake, if no actual culinary skill. So, in summary, enjoy Valentine's Day. Have loads of fun, give full rein to your romantic side, and even go a little over the top. Just don't lose your mind.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of our weekend essay series. We do hope that you enjoyed it. Please do keep up to date with all our new releases via Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else you get your podcasts from. You can also keep up to date with all our new content published on the Money Marketing website, as well as our print edition Money Marketing magazine, so make sure to subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. See you next time.